Loss, draw, and then finally Barcelona was able to win the last 3 games against Rayo Vallecano. But what was the reason that Barcelona was struggling in the beginning against Rayo Vallecano when they finally got promoted back in 21-22 season? And what made that click?
El click.
For Barcelona to finally get that win against them? And what is the reason that Barcelona always struggle at Vallecas, Rayo Vallecano's ground? Today I'm gonna dissect it. I will talk about it. This will be a match review for Barcelona against Rayo Vallecano this Sunday. Make sure to like, subscribe, do that good stuff. I mean, first of all, as you guys can see, they got promoted back in 21-22. And what's important to note is, at that time, our Barcelona manager was Ronald Koeman, and they had an exciting young manager. His name, Andoni Iraola. I mean, let's look at the lineup, for example. Bayo, Dimitrievski, Fran Garcia, who plays for Real Madrid now, Alvaro Garcia, who was always a trouble against Barcelona, Radamel Falcao, who was pushing 40 at this time, scored the only winner against Barcelona, and Oscar Trejo, who was an amazing player as well, their captain during that time, and Izzy Palazon, aka the Timo Robin, or Tapas Robin, or whatever you call it. But Barcelona's lineup used to look like this, man. Horrible lineup. Look, Ter Stegen, obviously, Piqué, Garcia, centre-back partnership, Sergio Roberto, Jordi Alba, double pivot of Gonzalez, Nico Gonzalez, who was actually good at Sergio Busquets, and the attack being Aguero, Memphis Depay, Sergio Dest, and Felipe Coutinho. Barcelona actually had a chance to equalize this game. They got a penalty. Memphis Depay steps up, who was actually clinical with his penalties during his Barcelona's tenure, but he got saved by Dimitrievski, and they lost the game 1-0. However, the second game was at home, and we lost. We lost at home at Camp Nou against them as well, second round. But this time, Xavi Hernandez was our manager. As you guys can see by the lineup, a lot of stuff has changed. Obviously, the coaches has changed. Xavi Hernandez became the new Barcelona coach. Andoni Iraola is the same. They had actually the same lineup, if I'm not mistaken. But instead of Oscar Trejo, they had Lopez. They had a striker called Intica. Izzy Palazon was there. Garcia scored the only winner. But here is the thing for Barcelona. Way better lineup than the first game. Alba, Garcia, Araujo, Sergio Dest, this time right back. Frankie de Jong was playing this game. Gavi was playing. Sergio Busquets, Ferran Torres, Aubameyang, and Ousmane Dembele. This was a solid lineup, to be honest. And we still lost. We still lost. And it looks like Andoni Iraola at this time has Barcelona's numbers. He hasn't lost to them yet. And this was actually during a very, very hard time for Barcelona. Barcelona was chasing top 4. I can't believe that I'm saying this for Barcelona, because Ronald Koeman was in the 9th place when he got sacked. Xavi had to do this crazy remontada to get Barcelona back in the top 4. And I mean, look at that bench, man. Luke de Jong, Adama Traore, Memphis Depay. Yeah, and Barcelona lost. However, the second season starts. Barcelona, Rayo Vallecano at the Camp Nou, 22-23 season. A season that Barcelona ended up winning the La Liga with. Completely dominated, to be honest. But let's look at the lineup, to be honest. Look at the lineup this time as well. Barcelona completely upgraded. They have Ousmane Dembele, Lewandowski, Rafinha attack, Gavi, Busquets, who got a red card at the end. The defense looked way better as well with Araujo, Christensen, Garcia, Alba. To be honest, Barcelona, Rayo Vallecano did actually an amazing job to minimize Barcelona's attack. It was a very, very stale game, I remember. Barcelona couldn't create that much of chances, to be honest. And Barcelona still are yet to beat Rayo Vallecano since they got promoted. Up comes the second game of that season. And Barca loses 2-1. Let me see if Andoni Iraola is still there. He's still there. Andoni Iraola has still not lost to Barcelona. It feels like he had Xavi Hernandez's number and Ronald Koeman's number. In fact, whole Barcelona's number, man. I remember Fran Garcia scoring for them. two Garcia scored for him. Fran Garcia and Alvaro Garcia. And Lewandowski scored a consolation goal. But to be honest, at this time, Barcelona were actually the La Liga winners, if I'm not mistaken. This was way late into the season. This was April 26th. By this time, Barcelona was actually, they cruised La Liga. But it doesn't excuse losing to Rayo Vallecano again. So that season, we didn't win against them as well. 22-23 season, we haven't beaten them. So the first two seasons, Rayo Vallecano got promoted. Barcelona did not win a single game against them. The first game of that season, 23-24 season, was at Vallecas as well. Xavi Hernandez was not, yeah, he was the coach. Xavi Hernandez was the coach. Andoni Iraola officially left to join Bournemouth. He joined Bournemouth, so he was not the coach anymore for Rayo Vallecano. But still, it looks like Barcelona was still struggling at that ground as well, with Lopez scoring the first goal outside of the box. Amazing goal, to be honest. Barcelona ended up getting the equalizer by an own goal by Florian Lejeune. And Barcelona continues to struggle at Vallecas. They haven't even won there since Rayo Vallecano got promoted. They haven't even won against them, in fact. But look at that lineup. Iñaki Peña, Balde, Inago Martinez, Christensen, Cancelo, Romeo, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Ferran Torres, Levant. To be honest, that lineup was horrible, man. During this time, Inigo Martinez was not the Inigo Martinez that we knew. So that's why I was saying that it's a horrible lineup. They obviously had Easy Palazon was always there. Espino, De Frutos. Solid lineup from them as well. But Barcelona yet to beat them. However, the second game of that season where it's finally clicked for Barcelona. And Barcelona finally able to beat Rayo Vallecano since they got promoted. With Lewandowski scoring a goal. And Pedri had an amazing game that game as well. He scored a brace. And obviously, you can say that Barcelona were able to finally beat Rayo Vallecano when Andoni Iraola left. Or you could just say this was bound to happen. But one thing that pisses me off is the fact that Andoni Iraola went unbeaten against Barcelona and then left the country. You still have a score to settle, man. But obviously, Sergio Roberto was playing centre mid in that game with Fermin Lopez, Gundogan, Cancelo, Martinez, Kobarsi, Kunde, Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Rafinha. That attack, I mean, tells you all, man. I think that was the period that those three attacks were getting in the moment. They're getting the chemistry on. Rafinha during this time as well, late into the 23-24 season, he was getting into this amazing form that he started the following season, 24-25. So this was during the PSG game, if I'm not mistaken. Might be after the PSG game. Yeah, it was way after the PSG game. So during this time, Rafinha was actually playing good as well. But finally, Barcelona get their win against Rayo Vallecano. Almost 3 years after they got promoted. Crazy. And then 24-25 starts. 24-25 start, and obviously the first game at Vallecas and the first win at Vallecas since Rayo Vallecano got promoted. Obviously Lopez scored against Barcelona, near post finish. Ter Stegen should have done way better. And then Dani Olmo makes his debut for Barcelona. Dani Olmo time, baby! He obviously completely turns the game into its head. And Pedri obviously scored an amazing solo goal, I remember, and he scored outside of the box with his left foot, if I'm not mistaken. And then Dani Olmo receives the ball on his left foot, takes a touch, and then slots it. What a finish, man. Oh my, I remember the dopamine hit from that goal, man, because we had to wait two games for Dani Olmo to play because of the registration issues that Barcelona still has. Anyways, he scored an amazing goal. Barcelona get that win, their first win at Vallecas since 2021 in the Copa del Rey game. At that time, Rayo Vallecano was playing in the Segunda Division. They were not even La Liga team. That's the last time Barcelona beat them. It took them almost 4 years, 3 years maybe. And then the following game was very It was a very close game, to be honest. February, we beat them narrowly by 1-0, a penalty by Lewandowski. That was a very, very close game, I remember. But yeah, that's the history against Rayo Vallecano in the last 4 years. Barcelona finally, it looks like it clicked for them. They know how to beat them now, despite being the difficult results. The only big win we got against them was 3-0 back in 23-24 season, which was by the end of the season. Look, so far we only have one win at Vallecas since they got promoted back in 21-22. Could Barcelona still struggle against them tomorrow? I really doubt that, man. I really hope not. Even though I saw the pitch was looking horrible. I don't know if they're doing this on purpose because Levante, I don't, as much as I don't want to say it, they made the grass wet last game against Barcelona. If you guys remember, it was not even raining, but they put so much water into that ground. It's horrible. Very difficult for Lamine Yamal or Lewandowski, not even Lewandowski, for the technical players to make separation between the defenders. It was giving the Levante players an edge. We got to win anyhow. But let me know your prediction in the comments, people. I think Barcelona is going to easily win tomorrow as well. Not tomorrow, it's Sunday. I'm going to go with 3-0 win. 3-0 win. And I don't think Hansi Flick will make a lot of changes from the last game. Let me see the lineup against... Casado obviously is not going to start. Eric Garcia, if he starts Eric Garcia again, I will be shocked. I will be shocked. Then there's something wrong with Kunde. He must be injured. Eric Garcia will not start in my opinion. Araujo, Kubarsi will start. Balde will start. Pedri will start. Frenkie de Jong will start because the only reason that he didn't start last game or even played last game was because he missed some few trainings because of his wife being pregnant. Rafinha is not going to play in the number 10 position. I'm sorry. That's not going to work. He's going to play on the left. Lamine Yamal obviously right. Ferran Torres striker. Rashford, you'll be benched in my opinion. So that's my predicted lineup as well. I think Barcelona is going to win the game 3-1. As much as I want to keep a clean sheet, I don't think it's possible at Vallecas. It's a very, very difficult ground. But I'm going to go 3-1. Let me know your thoughts and prediction in the comments. Visca Barça, vamos!